Hello everyone, my name is Andrew from Jeffrey Court, and today we're doing our very first episode of the House of JC Style Designer Coffee Chat. And to my right over here, I'm super amazingly blessed to be joined by the lovely KariAnne Wood from Thistlewood Farms.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. This is going to be a lot of fun.
You're probably the top tier gold star DIY interior design blogger. If you kind of were to take that project in retrospect and summarize the 5 things you wish you knew, probably number 5 being least important to number 1 most important thing, what would those 5 things be?
Okay, that is such an amazing, that's a great way of looking at it, I think. Life lessons learned from my first tiling project. So I think probably number 5 would be all the leftover tile that I had. All of that leftover tile, what was I going to do with it? At the time, I think we just donated it or maybe tossed it or gave it to some friends. I'm not sure exactly, but I wish at that point I had known all of the incredible, amazing projects that I could have done with that leftover tile.
For sure. I think kind of like as a pro tip, because you know, we're so kind of blessed to be from this perch where we, you know, people tag us and they let us know kind of what's going on with their project, and we're so happy to be part of it. One of the things that we see is, number 1, people don't buy enough. Okay, so they run short on their job, and then they're like, well, what happened? And they have procrastinated for like a year or something before they got started. So number 1, you kind of buy more than you need. Number 2, after that's kind of been sitting in your basement or your garage a little while, you have all these fun little projects that can kind of bring the family together, or even if you flip that on your head, you can kind of turn it into a demo project. You know, something you can kind of get started with. So maybe start small and then work.
That's a great tip, actually. You know, instead of maybe your first project being a kitchen backsplash for all of your lines, why not learn on something a little smaller, like maybe a tray or the back of a bookcase or a picture frame. Yeah. You know, start small, maybe with just a simple sheet of a couple sheets of tile, and then get your courage up to take on a kitchen.
Yeah, for sure. So that would kind of be my tip, you know, like one of the things, and if someone wants to do it out there, I'd love to see it, of course show pictures, but I always wanted to tile like a cornhole game. You know, we have like these cornhole competitions around my neighborhood, and I kind of think if you can go around the edges, or you can even cut the circle in the middle, kind of like an electrical socket or something you would work around, that would kind of get you ready for your first tile project.
I love that. Okay, so that's number 5. So number 4 would be, I think, oh, I know. Start small. Like start in a particular area. I think one of the things that we didn't know when we first started was we thought, okay, the tile's in, now you're grouting, and you have to grout it all at one time. And I think that is something I wish I had known, because I think it's so much easier if you just grout a little area and then wipe the excess away, rather than start from beginning to end, and then the whole thing, the grout starts to dry and it's a lot harder to get off. So just kind of work in smaller areas.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of like, I like the feng shui that you added there.
Yes,
because it kind of goes along with everything, you know, you start small and you kind of work out. But yeah, that is like one of the most kind of things that we see, one of the largest things we see, is people, they go and they're like, wow, I'm going to do this feature wall, and they think like, kind of like Ford assembly line, I'm going to grout it all, and then I'm going to come back to it. But that's kind of like not really the way to do it. You want to work small, like Mr. Miyagi said, you know, wax on, wax off kind of thing. Just keep cleaning and then just worry about the haze later.
Yeah, for sure. Go all Karate Kid on your tile. So, okay, so that's number 4. Tip number 3, which is to keep it simple. I think that when I was planning that first project and that kitchen, in my mind, it was going to be like the Sistine Chapel. There was going to be layer upon layer of tile and all this glitter and gloss and all of this amazing stuff. But in reality, I think that there's such beauty with simplicity and just keeping things simple.
Yeah.
First of all, you'll actually do the project, because the more elaborate the project is, kind of the scarier it is, and so sometimes you never end up doing it. So probably one thing I definitely wish I knew was to keep it simple.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that also kind of ties into classic. Classic is simple, you know. When you, even, that's a great life lesson, you know, you kind of start small, you work your way out, then, you know, kind of everyone is going for a simple look in their house, which kind of takes you back to simpler times. So obviously there's something to be said for simple.
Yeah, and there is beauty in simplicity. I think sometimes we try to be so over the top and just do whatever the latest trend is with things, and while that's amazing, and I think especially in small doses, that's incredible, sometimes with a large investment like tile, I think keeping it simple is the way to go.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so that's tip number 3. So number 2 would be, oh, I know, I have a great one. Okay, so pattern. I think that I wish I would have known when I was laying all those tiles straight and not really keeping them straight. I wish I would have known that there are so many amazing patterns out there that I didn't even think of, because to me, I just thought tile, it was what it was. You know, everything had to be perfectly straight. And when in reality, there's all these amazing, incredible, awesome patterns.
Yeah. No, and I mean, we're not going to discount keeping everything straight.
Yes, yes, straight is good.
That's like the end goal.
Oh, really? Oh,
no,
gosh.
like, end
Okay.
goals, like everything.
Things I wish I knew. Okay, there's my other tips.
But yeah, no, you're 100% right. I mean, there are so many patterns out there. Like you even take a simple subway tile, you can stack it, you can offset it, you can do a herringbone pattern, you can do a dot dash pattern, you can add in other sizes, and that just kind of starts compounding the number of possibilities that you've got, and kind of what kind of interest you're going to bring into the piece. And you can even kind of create your own mosaics if you started mixing in different color elements.
I think it's like you're just limited by your imagination. I mean, tile is art, and you can use it to create whatever look that works for your particular house. So
Yeah.
I definitely think pattern is something I wish I knew. And the last one, I think probably my number 1 tip, and this is something, I wish I could go back and say, KariAnne, before you tile your first project, here's a great thing that I wish I had known, which was grout color. Because to me, when I was growing up, I mean, I didn't overanalyze my tiles in my house, but it seemed like everything was white.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that that's what there was. I thought they were basically white grout, which, I mean, not to knock white, it's amazing, but there's a whole host of grout color friends that are just waiting to be introduced to your house.
I get the grout color friends. No, yeah, but I mean, it definitely goes with like how you're gonna, what your ultimate style is gonna be. If the tile is the focal point, which, I mean, I'm a tile nerd, so it is the focal point.
Hashtag tile nerd.
But yeah, like if the tile is going to be the focal point, then you kind of want a grout color that matches the tile.
That's true.
If you want the geometry of all of it to pop, or depending on kind of if you're using mosaic, or you're doing some sort of other pattern, then you would use something that kind of stands out a bit more. And I think that goes from classic all the way to modern, or
That's
even this industrial chic. But
it's almost like your tile becomes the artwork in the room then. If you're going to use a darker grout to outline your patterns and the shapes of the tile, then the tile really becomes the showpiece of your room. So I think the grout color can completely transform, just that one simple change can completely transform the look of a room.
Oh yeah, and kind of like as a pro tip to everybody out there, or not that I'm a pro, just as a tip.
You're a pro to me. You'll always be a pro to me.
Just a level above, somewhere between tile nerd and I don't know, novice. Like when you're choosing a grout, especially with natural stone or even some mosaics, and hopefully this is helpful to everyone out there. When you have a natural stone, you kind of want to pick a color that goes with it, or at the very least, you want to test to make sure that it doesn't stain it. It is kind of really recommended that you seal before you grout, because that'll lift up all that grout.
Yes.
Number 1, it'll help prevent any staining. But you do want to check and make sure that if you choose a black grout with a white marble, that's not going to start seeping into the pores and starting to look kind of not what you anticipated over time. So it's kind of the way it goes. And then there's a bajillion grout choices out there. You have sanded, which is great for tile nerd fact, for grout joints of an 1/8 of an inch or larger. Then you got unsanded grout for your smaller grout joints. You kind of work it into those tighter areas. Then you even have the epoxy grouts, which are my favorite. When you do a shower, one thing I always worry about is kind of maintenance of it.
Mm-hmm.
And epoxy grouts are, they're epoxy, so when they dry, they're almost waterproof, and there's no maintenance involved.
Who knew? Who knew that there was a whole encyclopedia of grout just waiting to be learned?
Well, God bless those people that put together all the grout colors and kind of engineer this stuff for us. But yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
So those are my five. Those are my 5 things that I wish I had known before I started my first tile project.
Well, thank you so much for all your time, and I hope everyone out there gets to join us for some more coffee chats, especially with the lovely KariAnne here, and we hope to see you soon.